Happiness is finding the balance between chaos and, I guess, relaxing or whatever. It's that happy medium. Well, I guess I can't really use happy in the definition, but it's that right there in the middle where, you know, you're content.
Being satisfied with your life, being satisfied with pretty much everything going on in it, all the situations, your friends, your family. Like, there's going to be rough times, but if you're happy, you kind of make the best of whatever situation you come up against.
Happiness, for me, I think, is more of a state of being where your life's not overcomplicated. You don't have, too many struggles. Everyone has struggles, but nothing like too hard. And I think it's just kind of accepting the fact that maybe, perfection and having a perfect life isn't completely possible, but you're happy like where you are in your life.
I think that when you're happy, it's just when, the obvious things, like if you're just laughing a lot and like just waking up and not being like upset to wake up.
I don't think it's a constant. I think everyone functions on their own little benchmark. Like if you get a lot of money, like it's good for a few months, and then then you hit that level where you're like, I want something else, kind of thing.
I definitely think there are different types of happiness. I definitely think there's temporary happiness, because if you're watching a funny movie and something comes on, oh, you laugh, haha, you're funny for that moment. If you're having an absolutely terrible day, you don't go, oh man, I had the best day ever because I laughed during the movie. No, it's okay, well, that was funny. But
It's also kind of a mindset, I think, if you just try to appreciate what you have and like look at life as like I said, not take it so seriously. Like if something bad happens, not to like think your life's over because of it and nothing's ever gonna be good again.
What makes me happy? My friends, my family, obviously, and just accomplishing things. I think not being too busy, but that's a really good question, because I know what makes me happy, but at
Right.
the same time, I don't know what makes like the happiest or whatever. I think society defines happiness as, in lack of better words, having your shit together. That sounds terrible, but like relationship-wise, you're successful. You have a good partner, marriage or whatever, and then work-wise, you're successful. Money-wise, you're not in debt.
I guess in a general sense, never a dull moment, kind of thing.
society defines happiness as having a lot of money and being really thin and having the prettiest whatever girlfriend or the hottest boyfriend, or
You have all these relationships going on, and blah 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 blah. All of it's going your way. I think that's a general thing. A lot of people are kind of smartening up and saying that's not. You have to define your own happiness, and that's what you strive for.
Right.
You can't get all that.
yeah, I'm gonna be happy if my boyfriend's the hottest. Absolutely. But that's not going to help me if I'm in a horrible situation. Having the hottest boyfriend or having the most money isn't gonna help me if I get cancer, or it's a lot more than that.
So it's all from within, is what you're saying.
I think a big part of it has to be from within, because if you have a terrible mentality about everything, nobody on the outside, nobody's ever going to be able to make you happy if in your head you're like, no, the world is horrible, I hate everything, everyone sucks. But if you have a great mentality and you're like, no, I am happy, I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to make the best of every situation, no matter who tries to bring you down, they're not going to.
I think it's funny because I think that like our generation looks at happiness a lot more than like others in the past have. Like there's so much focus on like being happy that people like put so much stress on it, and I think it like takes away from everyone's general happiness. But a lot of people are just kind of self-destructive, and they try to like base their decisions on what's going to make them happy on other people and like ideals. And it's just like how we were talking about boyfriends. Like people be like, oh, if I get this guy to be my boyfriend, and if I play hard to get, and then he comes and whatever, and like asks me to his formal or blah blah blah, like then I'll be happy. And it's like that's not like really the source of happiness.
Happiness is definitely, for me at least, it's very complicated. It's a complex matter. I can't just be like, I'm eating right now, so I'm very happy with that, and very simple. Like, I feel like there are definitely different categories, and they all are part of the big picture. And one of them being a relationship, whether you think that you need to have one, I mean, I'm not saying that's everyone's deal. There are some people out there that rock being single, and that's what they want, and that's totally cool. For me, I think that that's one step to having a family, and to go on and have more things that I want. Like, I would love to be a dad. I want to have my children. You know, I want to, in a sense, I want to have my hand in the pot whenever it comes to kind of changing the next generation. And to get there in our society, you have to have a partner.
For society, I think happiness is all these ways to prove that you're happy. You know, like, here's my wife, here are my kids, here's my beautiful home. And like, for me, happiness, I feel like, I don't really need proof like that. For me, I just need for myself proof that, you know, I'm happy on the inside, or I'm, you know, successful in some way, and it's gonna bring me happiness, or just being okay by myself or with myself. I think that's more important.
I think when Bryn and Corey were single and they were both living it up and doing the college scene, they both had a different kind of happiness, and I think they both had really good mentalities about staying on track and still being responsible, but still having wild nights and drinking and going out and partying with their friends. But when they met, everything changed, and they developed a really different kind of happiness, because then they were happy with one another, and it just grew to be this incredible relationship.